Voice of Turkey. This is the Voice of Turkey's English language transmission, broadcasting from Ankara in the 49-meter band between 1930 and 2030 UTC on 6050 kHz to Europe, between 2130 and 2230 UTC in the 31-meter band on 9610 kHz to South Asia and Australia, between 2300 and 0000 UTC in the 49-meter band and on 5960 kHz to Europe, Eastern USA and Canada, and in the 31-meter band on 9660 kHz between 1730 and 1830 UTC to Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan. The Voice of Turkey is also beamed between 0400 and 0500 UTC in the 49-meter band and on 6125 kHz to Europe, the USA, Eastern Canada and Cuba, between 0400 and 0500 UTC in the 41-meter band on 7240 kHz to Iraq, Syria, Iran and the Arabian Peninsula. You can listen to us over the Turksat 3A and 4A satellites and on the internet at www.trt.net.tr through the Voice of Turkey link. Please note that transmissions broadcast between 2300 and 0000 UTC and between 0400 and 0500 UTC have been pre-recorded. Our email address is englishdesk@trt.net.tr.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is Tuesday, February the 9th. This is the Voice of Turkey's English language transmission, presented by Efsun Dühiyercalar. First, the news. The team that will prosecute former U.S. President Donald Trump's second impeachment trial rejected Monday the former Commander-in-Chief's calls to dismiss the case. One day before he is set to stand trial in the Senate on a sole article of incitement of insurrection, Trump's legal team sought to frame the case as political theater, further describing the charge as rushed. Through this latest article of impeachment now before the Senate, Democrat politicians seek to carve out a mechanism by which they can silence a political opponent and a minority party, Trump's team wrote in a legal brief. They argued that the case cannot go forward because Trump has already left the office, but the managers appointed by the House of Representatives to argue the case against Trump said evidence is overwhelming, while rejecting the notion that Trump cannot be tried. President Trump violated his oath of office and betrayed the American people, the managers wrote, and added his incitement of insurrection against the United States government, which disrupted the peaceful transfer of power, is the most grievous constitutional crime ever committed by a president. The charge stems from comments Trump made to supporters shortly before they assaulted the U.S. Capitol on January the 6th in a raid that left 5 people dead, including a law enforcement officer. Trump told a rally of his supporters to fight like hell as lawmakers prepared to carry out a constitutionally mandated count of electoral college votes that was a key step to U.S. President Joe Biden's inauguration. Our country has had enough and we will not take it anymore, he told the gathering of supporters, many of whom later flooded the Capitol as lawmakers were certifying election results. Meanwhile, U.S. President Joe Biden's administration will ask resignation of nearly all attorneys appointed by former President Donald Trump as soon as Tuesday, according to a report. Citing a Justice Department official, CNN reported that the process will be done with two exceptions. David Weiss from Delaware will remain in place as he oversees the tax probe of Biden's son's Hunter. John Durham also will continue as an attorney to investigate the origins of the Russia probe, but will not continue as Connecticut attorney. When Trump assumed power in 2017, he ordered the resignation of 46 attorneys appointed by former President Barack Obama, as was the case in prior transitions. The official did not say when the resignations would take effect. Myanmar police have fired rubber bullets and water cannons to disperse anti-coup protesters who have defied warnings from Myanmar's generals to rally for a fourth straight day after the military imposed a ban on gatherings at flashpoint sites. The military banned gatherings of more than 5 people in parts of Yangon, the nation's commercial capital, and other areas across the country where major rallies had erupted over the weekend and on Monday. At least 3 people were hurt by rubber bullets in the capital. A doctor said the February 1 coup and detention of elected civilian leader Aung San Suu Kyi has brought the largest demonstrations in more than a decade and a growing civil disobedience movement affecting hospitals, schools and government offices. Rallies have seen hundreds of thousands of people take to the streets. Special forces from Turkey and Pakistan are taking part in third-week-long exercise Atatürk 2021. A 3-week-long joint military drill involving Turkish and Pakistani special forces began in northwestern Pakistan on Tuesday. The opening ceremony of the exercise Atatürk 2021 was held at the Pakistani Military Special Service headquarters in Terbiyala, located in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province that borders neighboring Afghanistan, said a statement from the Pakistan Army. Turkish Special Forces and troops of Pakistani Military Elite Special Services Group are participating in the military drill. The military exercise includes counter-terrorism, close-quarter battle, cordon and search, rappelling, fire and move techniques, helicopter rappelling, compound clearance, hostage and rescue, and free-fall operations. The joint military exercise will further strengthen the bond of two brotherly nations and will help in adopting the emerging trends in military modernization and cooperation. The statement said Ankara and Islamabad have increased defense and military cooperation in recent years. Meanwhile, Turkey will reveal its national space program on Tuesday. Prepared by the Turkish Space Agency, the program will reveal Turkey's goals and projects in space. The event will be held today at Beştepe National Congress and Cultural Center in the capital Ankara at 7 p.m. local time. Led by the Industry and Technology Ministry, the program will be introduced in a meeting. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan will also participate in the event. Bitcoin has extended gains to a record high as the afterglow of Tesla investment in the cryptocurrency had investors reckoning it would become a mainstream asset class for both corporates and money managers. Bitcoin has more than doubled over 2 months as institutional investors search for alternative wealth stores and retail traders ride the wave. Monday's leap after Tesla's announcement was its largest daily rise in more than 3 years. It traded at a record high of $48,216 late in the Asian afternoon on Tuesday. while the cryptocurrency Ethereum had made a record high of $1,784 in the early morning. Shares of companies that provide trading platforms for Bitcoin and the technology to mine the cryptocurrency surged in China, South Korea, and Australia, and big computer chip-making companies such as SK Hynix also rose. The US dollar slumped against most currencies. Analysts figure Tesla's announcement that had about $1.5 billion in Bitcoin, and that it would take the cryptocurrency as payment for cars, is part of a larger shift as companies and big investment houses follow small traders into the asset. While you can now buy a Tesla with Bitcoin, I wouldn't suggest doing so, said an analyst from CNBC, and added, we are in a position where these are the earliest phases of an allocation to Bitcoin from the institutional and corporate community. And that was the news brought to you by the Voice of Turkey.